Ice jams on the river have
People in McKeesport are bracing for any possible flooding.
Worley switched sides. A KD investigation discovers that could be giving some people an unfair advantage when it comes to getting a tax break. Property, you probably think that everyone gets the same treatment.
But tonight, KD investigator Andy Sheehan discovers that some property owners in Allegheny County may be getting an unfair advantage, thanks to some experts who suddenly switched sides.
They say it's not what you know, it's who you know. And nowhere is that more true than if you're rich and you want to reduce the tax assessment on your property.
People believe this is an insider's game. Isn't this further evidence that it's an insider's game?
Well, it sure promotes that it's an insider's game when you see things like this.
Last year, we discovered some of the people who hear your assessment appeals, county hearing officers, were also representing clients before other hearing officers and winning huge reductions, like this mansion assessed at $810,000 and reduced to $470,000. And this fortress assessed at more than $2 million, that was reduced to less than $1.2 million.
All in favor? Aye. Aye. Motion adopted.
It was such an obvious conflict of interest, the assessment board immediately voted to stop the practice, and county council outlawed it. And lo and behold, they appear to be at it again. We found that a few hearing officers who recently left the county have formed their own company to represent clients at appeals. And the kicker is they've hired current hearing officers to work for them.
Yes, we can help you. Your name, sir?
The company, GKMK, is comprised of 4 former hearing officers, including John Moran. And they've signed up more than a dozen current hearing officers to go door to door to find clients and take measurements of their properties.
I mean, this is like, you know, the Keystone Cops meet the assessment board.
City School Solicitor Ira Weiss calls it a joke, saying it will be impossible for those current hearing officers to remain impartial.
Individuals that hear cases over there should not be involved in the business of shilling for appeals.
We understand the concern of the appearance, but we also know the fact of the action.
Moran says the use of hearing officers to inspect properties will ensure accuracy. He confirms that his company will pay $25 for every client they sign up.
They're going door to door, basically soliciting business for you.
Correct.
Is that a good thing for a hearing officer to do? Who's going to be an impartial judge of hearings, of assessments?
I don't know that it's a bad thing.
And now they're being paid to solicit cases for private representation. That can't be allowed to continue.
After I brought it to his attention, Chief Executive Dan Honorato had no trouble forming his own opinion.
Assuming what you're telling me is correct, that is a direct conflict of interest. And that cannot be happening, and we'll do whatever it takes to stop that from happening.
Now, Moran says his company won't appear before any hearing officer they've done business with, but Honorato says that's not good enough. He says he doesn't want any current hearing officer working for any company doing appeal work. Also, the law states that former hearing officers must sit out a year before representing clients. In this company, 2 of the principals left the county a year ago, and they plan to handle the appeals. But again, Honorato says that's bad business. He says the spirit of the law is clear. People who have worked in the system should not profit from the system. In the newsroom, Andy Sheehan, KDKA TV News.
A consumers group says Senator